I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Once again, welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who is also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our beautiful country. So I just want to share with you what our Minister, Dr. MOTSOALEDI, said about African leaders running overseas to get medical help. What does that say about the system that they have put in place for us ordinary people who can't afford to go anywhere to get the help that we can't get in our countries? The systems that they set them up, they desert them and go overseas. Guys, we have had our own leaders in South Africa doing that. We have seen the Nigerian leaders doing that. We have seen the Zimbabwean leaders do that. If your own leader has done so as well from a different country in this beautiful continent of ours, kindly share in the comment section. I'm looking forward to reading those comments and the reactions, and I'm also going to share with you how Nigerians reacted to what Ibrahim Traore did, the president of Burkina Faso, banning the officials from Burkina Faso from going overseas for medical help.
Health Minister Dr. MOTSOALEDI is slamming African leaders for seeking health care abroad. He says they should show confidence in continental health systems. The minister was speaking at this week's G20 dialogue. MOTSOALEDI also says other countries won't take Africa seriously unless we trust our own systems. He joins us now from KAYBEE to give us more details. Dr. MOTSOALEDI, welcome to the South African Morning once more. Thank you so much for your time. Let's get this part out of the way. Do you use public health facilities?
Oh, yes, I do. Good morning, Marcelo. Good morning to the listeners and the viewers out there. I definitely do. You are aware that a few years ago, it's actually 11 years ago, I was admitted to Steve Biko Academic Hospital.
Yeah.
And it raised a lot of debate whether I'm just acting, whether it's true or not. Some were even claiming that I'm just lying in that hospital, but I'm having doctors from the private sector treating me. It took the dean of the University of Pretoria Medical School, who is in charge of that hospital, Professor Eric Buch, to issue a statement to clarify things. I was not doing it because I'm acting. I was doing it because I believe in what I was doing.
Yeah, and it's not the first time you've raised this, Minister. I think one of the times was back in 2019, also at a very official, high-level summit of some sort back in 2019. And a lot of people thought that you were throwing a jab towards the former president of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe, who had traveled to Singapore. You did clarify that that wasn't what it was about. But that time, you also did say outside of that summit that you were not supported by the leaders. They didn't like the statement. After making the statement once again now on a more international level, are leaders supporting you a bit more about this very concerning issue?
Yeah, well, Marcelo, people were trivializing things by talking about President Mugabe. That's very trivial. This is a very serious matter of the whole continent. It has got nothing to do with one individual. Actually, I didn't start in 2019, Marcelo. I started proposing this in 2014. It was not 2019. At the meeting, the World Health Organization has got 6 regions around the world. One of them is called WHO Afro, meaning the African region of the WHO, of the World Health Organization. It holds its meeting of ministers annually in August, whereas the whole world holds it in May in Geneva, the World Health Assembly, where we are going next month. But in August, it is Africa. I made this proposal when we're discussing the topic of the strengthening of healthcare systems in Africa, the quality of healthcare. And I was saying one of the things that will help Africa is if leaders themselves receive their healthcare here at home, so that they will know what is that which is wrong with the healthcare system, how do we correct it, so that when a minister of health speaks, they actually understand what he's talking about. They don't hear it as theory. That will also help ministers of finance, who quite most of the time may not be understanding our hardships of what we are talking about. But if heads of states were to have the same experience as everybody else, they will then understand. And when we put the topic of quality of healthcare in our public health facilities around the whole continent, they will definitely know what we're talking about. Was the aim of this whole thing. It's not that I was not asking for support. I wanted to pass as a resolution, and they told me that they support me, but obviously there will be repercussions if you say something like that about people who appoint us into our position. Yeah. So that's the problem we're faced with. But when I raised it on Monday, Marcelo, look, we have called the whole continent to talk about local manufacturing of pharmaceuticals. And we say the pharmaceuticals must be bought here at home. We are inviting the whole world, or challenging them, that we are going to produce pharmaceutical. Please buy also from us. There are drugs which must be supplied from Africa. Now I was saying, how will we be taken seriously if they say how? We want to buy pharmaceuticals from you. You want to manufacture pharmaceuticals for the whole continent or even for the whole world. But you yourself, when you are looking for help, you go to another country. How does that add up? That was my problem. You know? Yeah,
no, it doesn't. And you're absolutely right, Minister. And we've had our own leaders. Granted, we don't know what the illnesses were, and we respect, that part of not knowing. That's their private lives. But I just want to give you some examples. For instance, the former President Jacob Zuma and former Deputy President David Mabuza both went to Russia for medical care, and the former Northwest Premier recently, Bushimabe, actually went to sought care in Thailand. Could it also be, I don't know, maybe according to them, we are not up to par. We don't have, the correct doctors and machines, etc., that could assist whatever they were suffering from?
Well, I was trying to avoid to talk about individuals, Marcelo, but you are dragging me there. Of all the three you have mentioned, I'm very close to Didi Mabuza. I did speak to him, by the way. I did go to him and say, look, it might be that because you are not in the sector, you don't know. We have got very doctors here. Marcelo, we've got good scientists here in South Africa. We've got good doctors here in our own country. Remember, the first ever heart transplant in the whole world was performed here in our country. I mean, who did you believe performed it? It was our own doctors. We never got anybody from outside the country to come and do that. At the present moment, as I'm speaking, Marcelo, even though many of you in the media will never believe it, or will never like to believe it, is that on nuclear medicine, we are one of the world's best. In fact, the best nuclear medicine unit in the whole country is at Steve Biko Academic Hospital. Even private hospitals here in South Africa, they refer to Steve Biko Academic Hospital under a very young man, Professor Mike Sateche, who is running that unit. He's a world authority. He has started what they call alpha targeting in 2017. This is a treatment for cancer. In 2017, he started that process. And since 2017, when he started, he has treated 590 people. 40% of them are referral from the private sector. And guess what, Marcelo? 50 individuals out of the 590, 50 were referred by European countries. They came straight from Europe for that treatment into South Africa. So you can't argue that we do not have that. It's only that people, because they don't know, they don't have that experience, they believe when they see, when you see problems like what happened in Helen Joseph, you believe the whole South Africa is like Helen Joseph. For instance, Groote Schuur Hospital, after performing the world's first heart transplant, they are still doing so. So there are only 3 centers in the whole country where they do heart transplant. It's ZIMBABWE Hospital, which is a public hospital rather, not private. For all the private hospitals in the country, it's only Mill Park Hospital in Johannesburg where they do heart transplant, and Christian Barnard Hospital in Cape Town, only 2. But ZIMBABWE is still performing, and it's a public hospital, and a heart transplant is a very big thing. So yes.
Sure. Yeah, Minister, it looks like we are on our way. You know, there are some positives in the public health care sector. And like you said, just those minor, well, not minor, but those issues that come up every now and then probably is something that we need to look at. But your point is valid. Maybe if more leaders went to the public hospitals, they are in the position to change things for us as a country. And maybe they should experience how it is so that they make sure that they change it for all of us. Thank you so much for your time this morning and for speaking to us. Dr. MOTSOALEDI is the Health Minister.
I don't read social media anymore. They abuse hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please, forget it.
Guys, Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traoré has banned all government officials, including the citizens, from traveling abroad for medical purpose or for any medical treatment. Now, the president, has begun the construction of the biggest, like one of the biggest hospital in Africa, both in West, East, and Central Africa. He said that there's no reason for Africans, not only for Burkina Faso, there's no reason for all Africa or all Africans to travel or to keep traveling abroad to access good hospitals or for medical purposes or for medical treatment, that they can build Africa. They can build a hospital in Africa, that those places, Africans are traveling for medical treatment should come to Africa. The Africans are blessed with natural herbs or more. When they give news about Burkina Faso, I just they dream Nigeria win. How long? When will we? At least we need to see improvement, that these leaders are working. Or more. It be like I go relocate to Burkina Faso because this is becoming one of the fastest growing economy in Africa. Anyway, what do you think? Can this be possible in Nigeria? Guys, Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traoré has banned all government officials.
Guys, una good evening. I see this video, if I no talk, I no go feel sleep. I no go feel sleep, make they break for my head. That is why I won't make this video this night. When I see the way Burkina Faso president, they leading people. See the way it is stopping people, say they no travel, go abroad again for treatment. They build better hospital for people. But the Amusu, where they lead this country, now greediness no go ever let her make you do anything good for this country. Wicked soul. I don't know why God no greed by everybody where they frustrate people for Nigeria here. See the way that Burkina Faso president just they leading people with love and peace. But our own Amusu, he decided to be devil. Poverty upon poverty, cry upon cry, sorrow upon sorrow. Now this Amusu decided say now waiting go they give him people nothing to write home about this man. Nobody go come outside now come they seek praises for this Amusu where they lead this country. Devil. Well, you don't need to go and fire before you see devils. So devils they work out within us, and this Amusu where they lead us now number one. If I don't do this video, I for no feel sleep. See the way Burkina Faso president just they carrying people, just they move along. They make life sweet for them. Our own. Do you know say Tinubu regime now don't bring so many terrorism? Because who no get money, they plan to enter kidnapping. Even myself, if go no go, because my condition is getting worse. So if Tinubu no do anything now, Tinubu they push children, make they do ashawo. Now Tinubu they push boys, make they enter kidnapping. Now make they enter armed robbery. Now Tinubu, because of the frustration where this man don't put for this country, Amunsu, somebody where God don't supposed to don't strike since Ekwensu.
I saw a rather very shocking tweet about Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Sahara Reporters. Let me share it with you guys. According to Sahara Reporters, Nigerian President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu leaves for Europe for medical care after falling ill over election build-up. Wow. The crazy part about this, I have not seen any official update from his team, and the flight or the jet that he used, according to Sahara Reporters, is a jet that you cannot track to see it on normal flight logs. All I can tell you guys is pray.
Yeah. Nothing finishes me like reaction of Nigerians when they react to something. You know, if you're having a bad day, a very bad day, please look for the Nigerian content. Please, you'll thank me later. Please, I don't know whether, but they just have a way in which they put things, and you'll be laughing your lungs out. I normally do it myself, especially if their own president. You know, we are supposed to be together in fighting our leaders, because we seem to be having the same problems everywhere in the continent. So what I'm saying is, especially when their president has done something that really annoys them, please look for that content. Please look for that content. You'll have the best day ever. So at the end of the day, they want us to use the systems that they've put in place that they themselves cannot trust. I don't want to talk about the medicine that South Africa wants to develop, the continent that wants to produce, that they want to sell to other countries. Just want to talk about the basic one, that they want us to use the system that they cannot handle. And when it's their time now, they are sick, they travel abroad using the money that they collected from our own countries. So, okay, guys, if you watched up to here, please let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll be seeing you in my next upload. And if you have time and you're on Wi-Fi, kindly watch my ads in full. That support really goes a long way. Do have yourself a beautiful day.